Chosen one, stop scrolling right now. This is not a coincidence. If you are watching this video, it's because God Himself led you here. This is not a feel-good message. This is not a gentle whisper. This is a divine warning. God said, "I am done being nice to you. You left me no other option. You've been wandering. You've been distracted. You've been attacked. And God has decided to step in. Right now, your life is at a turning point, a point of no return. God is about to erase the old you, the toxic patterns, the destructive relationships, the endless delays. He is going to brainwash you, not to harm you, but to cleanse you, purify you, and realign you with your true calling. This will not always feel comfortable. This will not always feel easy. Some of the things God is about to do in your life may even feel harsh, but it's for your good. This is your moment of awakening. The old life is over. The new life begins now. So before we go any deeper into this life-changing word, pause this video, hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 95,000 subscribers, and comment the number 99 below a sign of completion, a signal to heaven that you are ready for this transformation. If you're truly a chosen one, you'll stay until the end. Your spirit already knows this is for you. This message is not random. This is your warning. This is your turning point. This is God taking control. There comes a moment in every chosen person's life when God stops whispering and starts commanding. Not out of anger, but out of urgency. He's not mad at you. He's done being gentle with you. He has watched you fumble in the dark for too long, begging for light while clinging to the very chains that keep you bound. You've cried, prayed, fasted, and wondered why nothing was shifting. But now, heaven has declared, enough is enough. God is stepping in with fire, not flowers. His voice won't be soft. It'll shake your spirit. Why? Because you're chosen. And He's not about to let you drown in a sea of delay and distraction. This isn't punishment. This is divine intervention. Think of it like a parent who lets their child learn through experience, but steps in the moment that child is near danger. You've reached that line. God sees the wolves around you, the toxic relationships that keep draining you, the cycles of anxiety, fear, and compromise you keep revisiting. And He's saying, no more. I won't let this continue. That's why everything feels like it's tightening. Doors are closing, people are leaving, and comfort is disappearing. That's not chaos. That's construction. So if things feel harsh, if life suddenly seems more demanding, don't mistake it for cruelty. This is the raw, relentless love of a father who refuses to watch his child be devoured by delay. God is not playing soft anymore. His tone has changed. He's pulling you, not with ease, but with intention. You're not being ignored. You're being aligned. And the first sign of this shift is the weight of seriousness you now feel in your spirit. That's God saying, I'm done being nice to you because I love you too much to let you stay where you are. You are standing on sacred ground, the invisible threshold between your old life and the new one God has designed. Whether you realize it or not, everything in your life up until now has been leading to this moment. The losses, the betrayals, the spiritual warfare, the sleepless nights, none of it was random. Heaven has been orchestrating your breaking so that it could now begin your building. And now, right now, is your turning point. The moment the page turns, the chapter ends, and the real story begins. But here's the truth. Turning points rarely feel beautiful in the beginning. They often show up as breakdowns, confusion, and divine silence. Yet beneath that silence is a holy blueprint unfolding. You may feel like things are falling apart, but in reality, they are falling into divine order. The old you, the tired, broken, distracted version, is being buried, and a new, purified, laser-focused version of you is being born. This is not just a season change, it's a life change, and it requires your full surrender. This new beginning demands a different version of you, not just in faith, but in focus. You can't take everyone with you. You can't keep doing what you've always done. This shift is sacred. It's spiritual surgery, and it's not optional. You either obey or you delay. You either move with God or stay stuck where He's no longer present. The turning point is not a gentle invitation. It's a divine declaration. Rise up, chosen one. Your destiny is waiting, and I won't let you waste another moment. God has stepped into strict mode, not to punish you, but to protect what's left of you. You've been under attack for so long, you almost started normalizing the pain. You tolerated disrespect. You allowed unworthy people to access your heart. You minimized your gifts to keep others comfortable. And through it all, God watched, patiently, lovingly. But now, He's no longer waiting. He's flipping tables. He's breaking agreements. He's shutting down what you were too afraid to walk away from. When a surgeon operates, they don't ask the patient's permission for every incision. They just do what's necessary to save the life. That's exactly what God is doing right now. You may not like how it feels, but trust this. It's saving your future. Some people will call it harsh. You might even question it. But God isn't interested in being popular in your life. He's interested in being Lord over it. That means setting divine boundaries. That means eliminating access. That means making you uncomfortable enough to finally change. God is not being cruel. He's being clear. And clarity is a form of mercy. You've wandered long enough. You've doubted long enough. You've allowed spiritual laziness, emotional chaos, and people-pleasing to delay your calling long enough. So now, God's voice will sound different. His hand will feel firmer. His presence will be heavier. Because He's not letting you drift anymore. He's calling you up, pulling you forward, and making it crystal clear. It's time to grow up. It's time to rise up. It's time to become who I created you to be. No more excuses. There comes a moment in every chosen person's journey when God no longer negotiates with your distractions. He takes the wheel. He removes the illusion that you're in control, because left to your own devices, you'd keep circling the same mountain. That's what's happening right now. You're not losing control. You're surrendering it. And surrender always feels like loss before it feels like freedom. God is not just giving you instructions anymore. He's orchestrating circumstances. He's rearranging your environment. He's cutting people off you never thought you'd lose. This is not chaos. This is divine strategy. When God takes full control, He does not move according to your comfort zone. He moves according to His kingdom plan. He will allow doors to shut violently so that you don't wander back into them. He will allow relationships to crumble so that you stop leaning on human crutches. He will even allow your old desires to die so you can develop new ones. It feels like everything is being stripped away, but what's actually happening is you're being rebuilt from the ground up. This is God's way of saying, I trusted you with freedom, but now I'm trusting myself with your future. It's important to remember that this level of control is not permanent. It's preparational. Just as a potter shapes clay on a wheel before it hardens, God is shaping you while you're still soft. He's molding your habits, your thoughts, your friendships, your focus. He's eliminating what you thought you needed and pouring in what you actually need. That's why this season feels intense. But once the shaping is done, He'll give you back freedom. But this time, you'll be aligned, wise, and unstoppable. Right now, God is doing what no therapy session, no motivational book, and no self-discipline routine could ever do. He's washing your mind. Spiritually, this is a full detox, an erasing of toxic thoughts, unholy desires, and broken mindsets. You are not being punished, you're being purified. And purification always feels like fire. It's not gentle. It burns away what cannot stay. This is why you might feel restless, irritated, or different inside. That's your old self, resisting the washing. But let it happen. This is divine brainwashing, not manipulation, but liberation. Think of your mind as a computer hard drive that's been infected with viruses for years. You've downloaded people's opinions, absorbed trauma, inherited fears, and believed lies about your worth. God is now running His own software, clearing out malware, rewriting your operating system, and installing heaven's code. That's why you're starting to think differently. That's why your old cravings are losing power. That's why you're suddenly uncomfortable in spaces you used to enjoy. You're being rewired. This process is necessary because you cannot step into a promised future with a poisoned mindset. You cannot embrace abundance while thinking like a victim. You cannot build kingdom assignments while clinging to worldly habits. So God is brainwashing you to think like Him. Pure, focused, fearless. It's not easy. It's not instant. But once it's done, you will not recognize yourself. You'll be free from the mental prisons you've lived in for years. This is not the end of you. This is the rebirth of you. The first place God's hand moves when He's ready to transform you is your past. He begins erasing, not erasing your memories, erasing your attachment. Those old relationships you kept running back to, they're dissolving. Those old mindsets you kept revisiting, they're losing their grip. Those uncurable situations that felt permanent, they're being dismantled behind the scenes. God is not cruel. He's cleansing. He's cutting away everything that cannot survive where you're going. This is why you've been feeling people drift away without explanation. This is why old doors no longer excite you. This is why your old self feels foreign. God is severing soul ties, breaking chains, and undoing agreements you didn't even know you made. It's spiritual surgery, and while it hurts, it's holy. He knows you can't run toward your destiny while dragging corpses of the past. So he's taking the knife to everything dead, not to harm you, but to heal you. One day soon, you'll look back on this season and thank him for every loss, because you'll realize nothing truly yours was taken. Only what was draining you was removed. That's what it means to be chosen. God protects you even from yourself. He erases your past so you can step into your purpose unchained. You're not just moving on, you're being reborn. And what's ahead of you is so much greater than what's behind you. You've been pulled in too many directions for too long. The noise, the temptations, the endless scrolling, the opinions of others, they've all been stealing from your focus. And God has had enough. He's putting his hand on your life and pulling you back in line. Not gently, not quietly, but with authority. Because where you're going requires absolute clarity, and you can no longer afford to be spiritually dizzy. You've been available to everything but your assignment, and heaven is now shutting the doors that kept distracting you. Distraction is one of the enemy's most effective weapons, and you didn't even see it. It didn't look like a demon. It looked like opportunity. It sounded like love, but it came with conditions. It promised happiness, but it drained your soul. And you, being generous and hopeful, allowed it to stay. But God, in his mercy, is removing these distractions before they ruin you. You'll notice the shift. Conversations that used to excite you now feel empty. Places you once loved now feel off. You're not losing your passion, you're regaining your discernment. This season is about focus, laser focus. You will no longer be available to chaos, to comfort zones, or to people who only show up to take from you. God is silencing the noise so you can finally hear him clearly. He's canceling the background static in your life. He's aligning your habits, your environment, and your relationships with your calling. This is what divine discipline looks like. Not punishment, but preparation. He's pulling you back in line so you can walk straight into your destiny, undistracted and unstoppable. God has been watching. Every tear, every silent prayer, every moment you forced a smile while your heart was breaking. He saw the betrayals. He heard the lies. He noticed how you kept showing up, even when you were breaking inside. And now, he's standing up. The suffering you endured wasn't wasted. It was witnessed. Heaven has declared enough. You've carried burdens that were never yours to carry, and now God is stepping in to carry you. You've reached the limit of what your strength can handle, and that's exactly where God takes over. This isn't about striving anymore. It's about surrender. You've done your part. Now, let him do his. Expect divine interruptions. Expect things to move suddenly. Expect a holy takeover. God is not asking for your help. He's demanding your trust. What you couldn't fix in 5 years, he can reverse in 5 seconds. Your season of self-survival is over. This is your season of divine rescue. Let this truth settle deep in your spirit. You are not alone anymore in this fight. You never were, but now you will start to feel it. The weight will begin to lift. The confusion will begin to clear. The exhaustion will begin to fade. Not because you finally got stronger, but because you finally got out of God's way. He's handling it now, all of it. The battles you never talk about, the needs you never mention, the pain you thought would never end. He's already working behind the scenes, and soon you'll see the evidence of it. You've endured enough. Now it's His turn. You're going to feel it, not just see it. This next move of God in your life won't just be external. It'll be internal. A sudden urgency, a divine discomfort, a holy restlessness will rise in you. It will feel like fire in your bones. You'll wake up feeling different. You'll hear His voice in the silence. You'll sense the shift before anything even happens in the physical. That's because God moves in your spirit before He moves in your circumstances. And right now, your spirit is being set on fire. This fire will manifest as desire, a desire to change, to let go, to grow up, to clean house spiritually. You'll no longer be okay with just existing. You'll feel called to live intentionally. You'll start deleting numbers, changing habits, revisiting your purpose. The distractions won't even tempt you anymore. That's the proof the brainwashing is working. You're not who you were, and the old, you wouldn't recognize the new fire God is planting inside you. This is the spark before the explosion. You may even begin to experience supernatural signs, unusual peace, recurring dreams, prophetic confirmations, divine encounters. These are not coincidences, they're breadcrumbs. God is showing you, I'm here, I'm moving, and I'm speaking, don't ignore them. These sparks are leading you to the fire of transformation. Let them fan your faith. Let them fuel your obedience. What you're feeling is not random. It's revival. God is lighting you up from the inside out because it's time for you to burn for your calling. This next stage isn't just about your spirit. It's about your whole being. God is detoxifying your mind and your body at the same time. You'll notice your appetite for certain habits, environments, and even foods changing. Things that once comforted you will no longer satisfy you. That's not random. That's heaven recalibrating you. Just as a person recovering from an illness goes through detox, your soul is now flushing out years of spiritual toxins. You're not crazy, you're cleansing. God knows that a new future requires a new vessel. You can't pour fresh wine into an old wineskin. It will burst. You can't walk into your destiny carrying a body and mind shaped by your past wounds. That's why He's changing what you consume, physically and mentally. Old music, old shows, old conversations will suddenly feel like junk food. Gossip will taste bitter. Chaos will make you nauseous. Meanwhile, truth, prayer, and peace will feel like oxygen. This is your spiritual immune system waking up. And this isn't just about being good or holy, it's about capacity. God is increasing your spiritual stamina. He's strengthening your focus. He's cleansing your emotions. He's making sure your body, mind, and spirit can hold what He's about to pour out. The detox may feel lonely. It may feel restrictive. But when it's over, you'll be lighter, clearer, and stronger than you've ever been. This is preparation, not punishment. When God loves you, He protects you. When He chooses you, He disciplines you. This is the part nobody preaches about. Divine love is not always soft and gentle. Sometimes it's fierce and uncompromising. That's what you're feeling now, strict love. It's not rejection, it's not cruelty. It's a father refusing to let his child sabotage their destiny. The truth is, if he didn't love you, he'd let you stay where you are. But because he does, he's pushing you out of your comfort zone. Think about it. A coach who sees potential in an athlete will push them harder than the rest. They'll demand discipline, focus, and sacrifice, not because they hate them, but because they know what they're capable of. That's exactly what God is doing with you. You're not ordinary, you're chosen. And chosen people get chosen treatment. Others may get away with things you can't. Others may be allowed to drift, but you will be pulled back. That's not favoritism, that's purpose. So when his decisions feel hard, when doors slam, when friendships fade, when your plans collapse, remember this. It's love disguised as discipline. You are being refined, not rejected. Every restriction is a redirection. Every no is a protection. One day, you'll thank him for every boundary. But right now, just trust that his strict love is the only reason you'll make it to your destiny whole. Time has been slipping through your fingers, and God has seen it. The distractions, the delays, the detours, they've cost you seasons. But he's not angry about the past. He's determined about your future. That's why he's cutting off everything and everyone that wastes your time. You've been too available to the wrong things, and heaven is closing the calendar. Opportunities will start aligning. Dead-end paths will suddenly close. Appointments you thought you needed will be cancelled. It will feel like pruning, but it's actually protection. God is about to accelerate you, but acceleration only works when you're on the right road. Imagine a GPS rerouting you after a wrong turn. It may add some steps, but it always gets you back on track. That's what he's doing now. He's redeeming your lost time. He's fast-forwarding your progress. What would have taken years will now happen in months. What was stuck will now move. This isn't motivational talk. This is how divine alignment works. And because of that, you must prepare yourself for a stricter schedule, deeper focus, and faster movement. God will not let you drift anymore. He will do what's necessary, even if it offends your comfort, even if it disrupts your plans, even if it feels unfair. You prayed for purpose. This is what purpose looks like. You asked him to use you. This is him positioning you. No more wasted time. No more wasted energy. He's serious about your destiny, and now he's making you serious about it too. This isn't just a reset button. It's a divine overhaul. God's brainwashing is like hitting the spiritual refresh on every part of your life that's been broken, beaten, or bent out of shape. Think about a computer running slow because of years of junk files and viruses. When you clear it out, it runs faster, smoother, better. This is what God is doing inside you, but on a level so much deeper. Your mind, your heart, your soul, all getting wiped clean, refreshed, and reprogrammed for greatness. The past mistakes, the toxic people, the negative self-talk, all of it is being deleted. But what's left is not an empty shell. It's a new foundation. This foundation is stronger because it's built on God's truth, his power, and His promises. It's a clean slate that you can build your destiny on without the weight of yesterday dragging you down. This brainwashing is not about erasing who you are, but about revealing who you were, always meant to be. Life will never be the same after this reset. You will wake up one day and realize the old version of you is gone, replaced by someone stronger, clearer, and more focused. This change will surprise you, shock you, even scare you at times, but don't resist it. Embrace it, because what God is doing right now is the most important work of your life. This is your divine reset, your fresh start. In this season of transformation, obedience isn't optional. It's the lifeline. God's voice is louder than ever, and He's waiting for your yes. This isn't about following rules blindly. It's about trusting that His plans are higher than your feelings, smarter than your understanding, and better than your desires. Every instruction, every correction, every pause, it's a divine GPS guiding you toward your destiny. Ignoring it only leads to delay, frustration, and unnecessary pain. Obedience in this moment requires humility. It requires laying down your pride, your excuses, your better ideas, and simply submitting to His will. It's hard because it feels like giving up control, but it's actually gaining life. The most powerful people in history weren't the ones who rebelled against God's timing or wisdom. They were the ones who trusted, even when it was difficult, and kept moving forward. Remember, this season won't last forever, but the consequences of your obedience or disobedience will. Every step you take in faith now builds momentum for the future God has prepared. Don't let temporary discomfort or confusion cause you to lose sight of the bigger picture. Your obedience is the key to unlocking every promise written for you. This is your moment to stand firm, to say yes to God even when it's tough. When this season passes, you won't just be different, you'll be transformed. You will emerge as the chosen one, purified by fire, sharpened by discipline, and unstoppable in purpose. The battles you fought, the pain you endured, the lessons you learned, all of it will converge to create a warrior ready to take on anything. You will walk into your future with confidence, clarity, and a holy boldness that others can't explain. You will no longer be weighed down by past failures or haunted by old voices of doubt. Instead, you'll carry the armor of God's truth, the sword of His word, and the shield of His promises. Your spirit will blaze with renewed passion. Your mind will radiate divine wisdom, and your heart will overflow with unshakable faith. People will look at you and know, this is someone who has been refined and called for a higher purpose. This is your destiny. To be chosen is not a coincidence, it's a calling. And now that God has done His work, it's time for you to walk boldly into the life He prepared. You are purified. You are focused. You are unstoppable. No weapon formed against you will prosper because you are not just surviving. You are thriving. This is your time. Rise up, chosen one. The world is waiting. You've prayed for change, and now change has arrived. But it's coming wrapped in discipline. God's discipline isn't punishment, it's preparation. Like a master sculptor chiseling away at stone, he's shaping you into the masterpiece he already sees. This process won't always feel gentle. It won't always look like a blessing. But each restriction, each correction, each uncomfortable shift is a stroke of his hand refining you for greatness. When God begins to reshape your life, expect your habits, desires, and relationships to change. Things that once felt normal will now feel heavy. Conversations you once tolerated will now irritate your spirit. This isn't moodiness, it's maturity. Heaven is upgrading your discernment. You're outgrowing the old patterns, and that growth will feel like friction. This is your soul stretching to fit the person God is creating. Don't confuse this discipline with rejection. God isn't punishing you for your mistakes. He's protecting you from repeating them. Think of an athlete in training. The practices are grueling, but the outcome is victory. God's discipline is training your spirit to win. It's making you resilient, focused, and battle-ready. He's not breaking you, he's building you. And most importantly, this season of discipline is temporary but transformative. When it's over, you'll look back and barely recognize yourself, not because you lost who you were, but because you finally became who you were meant to be. This is God's love at its fiercest, reshaping your life so you can carry your calling without breaking under the weight of it. God is not only reshaping you, He's breaking the chains that held you captive. Addictions, toxic ties, secret fears, unhealthy patterns, all of them are on heaven's hit list. What you couldn't break with sheer willpower, He's shattering with His power. This isn't symbolic, it's real. Generational curses, soul ties, mental strongholds, they're being dismantled right now because you can't walk into freedom while still chained to bondage. You may feel the breaking as loss, as discomfort, or even as chaos. But look closer. Those aren't attacks, they're breakouts. That sudden loss of interest in old habits, that random urge to cut ties with someone, that is God's hand at work. He's not asking your permission, He's acting on your prayers. You asked for freedom. This is what freedom looks like. Understand this. Chains don't break quietly. They snap, they rattle, they make noise as they fall. So don't be surprised if your life feels noisy right now. That's not instability, it's liberation. You're hearing the sound of your old self dying and your new self rising. Celebrate it, even if it hurts. Once those chains are broken, you'll experience a freedom that feels foreign at first. You'll think clearer, you'll move lighter, you'll see opportunities you couldn't before because you were weighed down. This is God giving you your wings back. Don't run back to the chains once they're gone. Stay free. One of the most misunderstood moves of God is when He closes doors you weren't even aware existed. You might see only the opportunity in front of you, but He sees the trap behind it. You see a relationship, He sees manipulation. You see a job, He sees a dead end. And so, in His mercy, He shuts doors before you even reach for them. That's not rejection, that's redirection. You'll know this is happening because things you thought were sure will suddenly vanish. Emails won't come through, plans will fall apart, people will ghost you. At first, it feels personal, but it's spiritual. Heaven is rerouting you. He's not letting you invest in what would destroy you later. This is divine foresight protecting your destiny. Think of a parent stopping their child from running into the street. The child may cry, not understanding why they're being held back, but the parent knows there's danger ahead. That's you right now. God's arms feel like a barrier, but they're actually a shield. He's guarding what you cannot yet see. And though it may feel like you're losing out, you're actually gaining protection. You're being saved from heartbreaks, lawsuits, delays, and traps you'll never even know about. One day, you'll thank Him for every closed door. Right now, just trust that every no is a bigger yes in disguise. God isn't just tweaking your life, He's purifying it. This is a full spiritual detox. Every hidden impurity, whether it's in your thoughts, your habits, your relationships, or your environments, is being brought to the surface so it can be removed. Detox is not glamorous. It's messy. It stirs up what's been sitting quietly for years. But it's necessary if you're going to be clean for your calling. You'll feel this detox physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Old cravings will lose their grip. Old wounds will come to mind so they can finally heal. You may feel tired or restless, but that's your soul flushing out the poisons. This isn't random. It's God doing deep surgery. You prayed for transformation. This is the process. Nothing unclean will remain. Not a single secret habit.